Do parents have favorite children? As much as they might try not to, most of the time they do. In fact, per the research, upwards of 2/3 have a favorite child, and the actual numbers are probably even more. Sometimes both parents have the same favorite child, and sometimes they have very different favorite children. Most parents that favor their children are white in traditional families, have less children, and more often have more daughters than sons. In terms of who is usually favorited, you might not be surprised to learn that it's usually the last born, followed by the firstborn, and then the middle children. Fathers usually favor their daughters, but mothers are pretty split, with some favoring their sons and some favoring their daughters. It usually depends on other characteristics and how much they have in common with their children. So the research shows that the more similar personality and similar interests, the more likely you are to be the favorite by that particular parent. Sometimes one parent will give more attention to another child because they're not favored by the other parent. So if you have a child who is being heavily favored by their father, the mother might step in and give that child extra attention or even end up favoring that child. Favoring a child, whether intentional or not, has been shown to have significant long-term effects. And interestingly, it's not only what you might think. The favorited child feels the most responsibility, pressure, and guilt to take care of the parents and other people in the family. It also can affect their relationships with their siblings because their other siblings might be resentful towards them. Children who are unfavored or perceived to be unfavored will end up as adults tending to feel more rejection, have some trouble with intimacy, have greater mental health and substance use problems, tend to engage in riskier behaviors, and have lower self-esteem. Interestingly, the siblings didn't necessarily agree on who was favored and why. So that a lot of it really comes down to perception. So some of it is the true feelings of the parents towards the child. Some of it is how the children receive or perceive their parents' love and affection and attention. And this isn't just emotional attention, whether it's financial support, emotional support, practical support, showing up, the words that they use, the way that they praise their child. It can look very different in different ways. One interesting thing that showed up in the research too was that for Black and Latinx or Hispanic families, there tended to be less favoritism and a greater sense of cohesion, all for one for all within the family. So I'd love to hear from your experiences, if you felt like you were favored, not favored, how that affected your life, if you were white, Black, Hispanic, and what your takes on favoritism is and how culture may play a role into this.